Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to our live podcast. Today, I'm going back on after a long time. I used to do these lives on Instagram a while ago. Usually, I just do them on Facebook and YouTube because it allows streaming at the same time. But today, we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Anagha Mumbai from Hollywood. She's an incredible devotee, Krishna devotee, and she's also been an actress. And we're gonna hear all about her journey. How do I add her on? Please bear with me. Happy Mother's Day to all of those from the UK. I know in India and in America they celebrate in May, but today is Mother's Day in the UK. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. Let's see. I need to accept her. There we go. I hope this works. Okay. So today we're going to be speaking about feeling empowered in bhakti, especially as women. How do we hold our identity? How do we feel empowered? Let's see. Can you guys see Anagha? Oh, there you are. Haribol. Hare Krishna. There's going to be a bit of a delay because she is in Mumbai
Yes.
from India, and I am in Leicester, UK. So just give it a minute or two. For those of you who don't know Anagha, she has been in the most famous Indian series called Anupama, and that's how she became, worldwide known everywhere. But she's such a beautiful devotee of Krishna. That's what's most inspiring to me, to see how she still shares can you hear me? I don't mean to be talking in the third person. It's all blurry on my side. I hope you can hear me, Anagha. Welcome.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh, wow. There's almost 1,350 people joining in. I guess these are all your 1 million followers, for those of you who don't know. Anagha has no, she does have 1 million followers. Hare Krishna to all of you. So let's start from the beginning. We've never met each other, but we follow each other on Instagram, and I'm so inspired by how you're sharing so beautifully, how you're sharing Krishna, sharing the message of the Bhagavad Gita, sharing your Bhakti life. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for inviting me. And I'm very grateful all of you out here. You all have joined, and very happy to do this session with Mataji.
Let's start from the beginning, Anagha. Where are you right now?
I am right now in Mumbai. I keep traveling. I was Pune, Mumbai, and earlier I was in Govardhan Eco Village, which is just near Mumbai.
Wonderful. Yeah, 2 hours away. Wonderful. And let's go back to how you came to bhakti and why. What happened in your life that you now want to share it so widely and so regularly?
Yes, of course. I feel first of all, bhakti is it's from your previous birth. It gets continued, and that when I was 8 years old in 2008, my parents were introduced to this beautiful international society which Srila Prabhupada has built, and we used to go chant, attend lectures. As children, we used to paint and draw Radharani and Krishna's paintings, and we used to chant. And it was beautiful. So I had fallen in love when I was quite young with Lord Krishna and Radharani. But I took it very seriously since a year now. The moment I left the industry and I planned to, focus on bhakti. So yeah, I was more serious. I'm more serious now rather than when I was young. But you can say it's because of my parents. I could just join this movement and could participate and
Yeah.
serve the Lord.
It's really interesting because I grew up in the Hare Krishna movement. My parents are both Srila Prabhupada ji disciples. So, like I was sharing earlier, that growing up in it is such an important aspect. Like as parents now, I'm a parent, I have 4 children. I can sense that just how much of a influence parents can have on their children, and the sanskars, that the impressions that we leave on children when they're young, it lasts a lifetime. No matter where I've been in my life, what phases I've been through, because of those early experiences, like you're saying, having fun coloring and going to the Sunday programs and making friends that are devotees, it has a lifelong impact, doesn't it?
Yes, very true. And I feel the younger you start, the more bigger, like a more deeper bond you can create with Krishna and Radharani. And I feel it's very important for the youth to, develop this personal bond with Radharani and Krishna, so that you make your choices right. And if you
Mm.
Krishna guides you, and of course he guides everyone. But when you're into bhakti, you understand those intuitions and those guidance, and you can hear that because you can understand the Lord and you can hear that Lord. Like I guess normal the people who are not chanting, I feel God is always guiding them, but they can't understand him and they can't
Hear them.
the,
I understand what you're saying. It's like an intuition. He's always there. He's Paramatma. He's in the heart. He never leaves our side. But to actually get his attention, we have to kind of tune in, right? We have to tune into his frequency. Like once we start purifying ourselves through the chanting and through the seva and through the bhakti, then I feel like you're saying, you start hearing, oh, what is he saying to us? What is our path? He starts guiding us from within, the Chaitya Guru. Such a beautiful point.
I've experienced a lot when I was even in the industry that Krishna always guides you and always protects you. He's always there, and I feel being in an industry which is completely opposite, and you see the magic, being in the industry, like it's completely opposite principles, and staying there safe and unharmed, and following the four regulative principles, not letting it touch you. uh, it's impossible, next to impossible, that but which can only be possible with God. So he
Yes.
always uh,
Can I just say, you're such a beautiful gopi. Like even just watching you, I feel so satisfied within you. You're just a radiant, bright sunshine coming out of your face, because your faith and your bhakti and your shraddha is just contagious. Like every time I watch anything from you, I think, wow, I want to meet her one day. I just want to give her a big hug. So one day.
yes, one day.
But you're so true that I don't know, I'm so fascinated by the fact that you've reached such a height of popularity and fame within the industry, within the Bollywood industry, and yet you are saying that you felt protection. You felt protection from Krishna because and I had a similar, not the same, but similar experience when I was 17. I grew up in a very sheltered, beautiful, sanskari, bhakti-filled setting in a temple. My parents were devotees. And then I went to America to do my uni, and, like it was just such a culture shock. It was so intense. And I went straight to Los Angeles. Of all places, it was, I chose Los Angeles because my brothers were there. And I remember feeling like a deer in the headlights. Like there was just so much happening. The college scene was so different, and I had come from India in a temple setting. So, but through the years, I also noticed how Krishna protected me, how Krishna helped me make the right choices at the right time. There was so many instances where everything could have been destroyed in one sense. I could have lost my identity in that the Sanatan identity, the devotional bhakti identity, and all the attractions are there. You're partying. It's Los Angeles. It's Hollywood. Everyone around you is beautiful and artistic and wanting to prove themselves. So I really can relate to the feeling that Krishna is our best friend, and he knows what's good for us. And if we have that sincere desire to keep him in our life, to keep that relationship strong, then he will guide us to make the right choice, isn't it?
I feel we all are living, by the choices we've made earlier, and that's called destiny, right? Life is a destiny and free will, but we can change our destination by the free will we have right now. The
Exactly.
everything is based on this one free will. If it's you
Mm,
can go back to Godhead, if it's used correctly in every step, by every step. So I feel
mm,
important. The choices we are right now we're talking about is the free will which Lord has given us, and by
yeah.
using it correctly, only way out where we can reach our goal of life. So
So
yes,
true.
very
But
important.
how did you make those right choices? Can you describe some of the situations you were in and, um, like tell us about the other choices you could have made as well?
Um, okay, I feel I feel that some parts of my life were destined, or some previous birth choices or some desires which were left were fulfilled, and
Mm,
it came out to be beautiful. Krishna gave me for him, and that's what I want to tell you all, that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, or your job, your education, like keep that, if your consciousness is right, if you're Krishna conscious, and if you want to do that, whatever you're doing, you can do it for the Lord, but use it for the Lord.
mm,
Correct. So I feel, even when I came to Mumbai, and I just, it was like a magical thing which just kept on happening. I didn't plan for acting, I just did a one course for acting, and I don't know why it came in my mind, and suddenly, like out of nowhere, I gave an audition which led me to my first show. And then pandemic happened. It was just 3 months. The show was just 3 months, and then I thought of leaving after the my first show. But I was like, pandemic is there. There are so, like, the situation was very this thing, and I got this opportunity for my second show, which was Anupama, and I just gave it that audition by, like, while sitting at my home. It was lockdown, and liked it. I was like, okay, I tried it out, like, fun. And I know this thing that please, just. But then I was, of course, hopeful also I get it. But yeah, then Krishna gave me that part, and in 1 week I was just shooting for that show. And I don't know what happened. That show went like boom, and it was like a success, and everyone loved it. It was about a mother who serves her children, like an example is
beautiful.
sitting in front of me. You
Oh.
wonderful. Yeah, show. But then there are always, like, choices to be made. It's either Maya or Krishna, I feel, and I chose that for serving better. I feel serving my Lord
Oh,
better.
Krishna. I really
I
feel
tried
I relate to.
my bit when I was there. Also, I tried serving or talking about the Lord in interviews, but I feel I could serve Him better out of it. So I decided, So wherever, it's all about serving the Lord, reciprocating the love to Him to purify our existence. And we are, like God used to say, this life is just about purifying our existence and nullifying our karma and sins and going back to Godhead. So I could serve better out of it, was Krishna over Maya, and it's been.
Oh, don't you guys just love her? Isn't she so sweet? Oh, Anagha, it's so wonderful to just hear this because you know how you're saying that you felt that it was from a past life, that you had some desires left over, and that feeling where Krishna just gave you that he fulfilled that desire, like you sitting in your home and auditioning for Anupama, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we love it," you know? Like, what were the chances of that? It it doesn't happen like that. Actually, what you're saying that it's from a past life in the sense that our karmas guide everything. And Krishna is there in the form of the laws of nature to fulfill our desires, he actually, if you have enough sukriti and karma built up, then it will come as easily as sitting in your room and auditioning. Because Krishna is, everything is perfect. According to our karma, we will get a perfect reward. That is not to say, oh, we're not trying to be elitist about the karma, but if it's not destined, if it's not in our karma, no matter what we do, it will not manifest, actually. See, the thing is, this is something that we don't actually speak about. It's not really popular to speak about it, because then people will think, well, that you're saying, oh, you're lucky, you have good karma, so only your types of people will get good things. But aisa nahi hai. Like, according to desire, it doesn't have to be that you're a devotee. I was just listening to Ramayana and Mahabharata, and I listen to Katha a lot, and you realize that all the atheists are also getting all their wishes fulfilled. ऐसा नहीं है कि रावण जी को पावर नहीं मिला या तो फिर कंस को पावर नहीं मिला था. ऐसा नहीं है. भगवान, he's not prejudiced. It just depends. If you have done the work, you are most definitely going to get the reward. So my point is feeling empowered in our karma, but then kind of leaving it, not thoda surrendering the result. You do your best, but then kind of like sit back.
And that's what yoga, like, it's teaching us, right? Do we just have the free will to do our action and not rely on the fruit? We just have to surrender. Does. So I feel we're talking about karma, and whatever is destined will happen, and there is free will involved also. When we say free will is involved, you have the power to change your destiny, which is going to be, going back to Godhead, serving Krishna. So we can change the direction where we are heading towards. And I feel important that we understand this path is very, very rare and very, very important for all the humans which are here and listening to us, because it's already been 5,000 years in Kali Yuga, and it's going to get way more like worse ahead. And I feel what we are, like, whatever all the devotees are doing by preaching or whatever, just spreading Krishna consciousness, we just want, every part and parcel is our Lord's child. We just want that child to go back to his mother. And, Krishna is very sad looking at their sadness or their sufferings. And we don't want our Lord to suffer by seeing his children suffer, So, them to go back, and so only more. So we don't want any fame or whatever. We're not doing all this for, whatever fame and money or whatever it was. We just want to get aware that it's very important that the human body we've got, because out of so many lakh species, we are the only one which understands Lord and Lord's love for us. If we have any other animals, they are not understanding, or they can't speak Hare Krishna. But Prabhupada used to say, go and chant to the animals. If you go and chant Hare Krishna to the animals, or talk to the Lord about the animals, or whatever, the speech, they understand, or they can feel that vibration or the energy, because the soul which is there, same soul which is there inside you. So it's very important that we've got this human life, we use it for the Lord. So however with studying or while doing your jobs or whatever, just put your job or education, make it the use of it by serving the Lord or his children, and keep that Krishna consciousness switch always on. It's all about the consciousness and purity. So yeah.
That's such a beautiful point. It's all about the consciousness and the purity, because according to the consciousness, we will feel purified. If our consciousness becomes better and better, we'll feel, the purification will happen. But so we've spoken a lot about free will. What would you say to the effect of sang? Because in one sense, sure, we all have free will, lekin jaisa sang waisa rang to hai hi. Whatever is around our, around us in terms of music or food or people, our free will be directed into those same kind of choices. So how do you take charge of your free will?
of course, association is very important. हमें बचपन से like people have told us that your friends and association is how you become and how you react or how you act upon. And of course, it's very important that their influence can make us choose wrong or choose wise or choose correct. So it's very important friends are, how your surrounding is, and that's why the influential people nowadays also there are such influential people, amazing people who are promoting Sanatan Dharma and promoting because the moment we spread it, across, the more association of it is we are going to get, and it's going to make us choose wisely and use our free will correctly, which will take us towards the Lord. It's always important to use our free will correctly, not in that sense that whatever we do should get us close to the Lord, not away from him.
So true.
Life, and I
Yeah.
feel it's, and devotee association is very special, and I feel it gives you that push in your spiritual growth. And sometimes it's said that every second should be in the Lord's remembrance, or kabhi kabhi every second is not possible, but whenever you feel low, your devotee friends are there to just push you there, and just we talk about, your rounds done today, your 16 rounds are done.
Yeah.
Them, and those conversations lead us to do just serve better and serve right consciousness. So it's very important that we surround ourselves with devotees, and yeah.
Yes, Sangh. Srila Prabhupada said that's why he started the temples. कभी-कभी लोग पूछते हैं, अरे इतने बड़े-बड़े मंदिर बनाने की क्या जरूरत है? Why do you have to make big temples? But actually, the temple is where we can come together and do service, seva, with the intention of pleasing Krishna, with the intention of pleasing the Supreme Person. Now we can do it all घर पे अकेले-अकेले कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसमें मजा अलग है. And then जो संघ का रंग है वो नहीं आ पाएगा. So that's really important because we need a place where we can come and have a common purpose. A place where we can come and everybody has come, to the mandir thinking कि आज क्या सेवा करेंगे. Either I'll be cooking or I'll be cleaning or I'll be doing kirtan or dressing the deities. This is life. The nature of the soul is activity. Many people will say नहीं नहीं ठीक है हम तो ध्यान करते हैं हम मेडिटेशन करेंगे मतलब एकदम पीसफुल बैठकर अपने माइंड को एम्प्टी कर देंगे you can do that but actually it's very difficult, very 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 difficult. But like you're saying, when you come together and you have these conversations and you've got friends that are doing it, the entire mindset is it's so easy to be in that spiritual consciousness, है ना?
Yeah, and very, very true, Mataji. And one question was there that, we can serve the Lord wherever. If you see Lord's presence in everything and every person, so you can serve Him while sitting at your home as well. Why do we need to go to the temples, and why do we need to? But there is a different energy when you and like in ancient times, it's said that when we go to the temple, we touch the feet, like the step, first step. It's said that the steps are Krishna's lotus feet, and the head is the it's explained in a way. So I feel that when we go to the temples, the energy is so high, vibrant. The devotees, all of us come together, chant the name together, and together so many energies and positive energies coming, which will give us and empower us to serve better, and I feel purify us ourselves.
And anybody so true. And anybody who thinks that bhakti life is a boring life or like, अरे यार ये लोग तो पूरा दिन जप करते रहते हैं, they just chant and like they must be so boring. I would like you to to just look at Anagha's face. Do you think she has a boring life? Look at how happy she is. We are happy people. Like most of the day we have something to smile about because Krishna is so beautiful and we feel so loved. We feel so cared for, not just by him directly, but by his devotees. Because of his grace is spread amongst his devotees, right? So the devotees start becoming like him. Mere anubhav mein I've seen that the qualities of God himself become manifest in his pure devotees. And you can feel that when you're around very advanced, very special devotees, you feel the love of Krishna through them. So can you imagine the joy we feel while practicing this dharma, practicing this Sanatan dharma, practicing bhakti yoga? It is not a boring life.
It's not. Once you start this journey, I feel you become the happiest. You become the happy, and you want it even more. You want to serve more. You want devotee association. I feel you feel that whatever seva you're doing, it's not enough. You want to do more. This what the Lord's love for us is, we can't even imagine. And whatever reciprocation we are doing is like not even 1%, of what is for us. So we feel that, oh, enough, or I just did not do enough seva. So then that thing, when you start, that thing comes, that's the little inclination towards bhakti, and that's the few normal steps which we are heading towards the Lord, which in a correct direction, I feel. And yeah, and once you realize that, whatever relations we have in our life right now, or maybe our parents or our children or husband, wife, or any other family members, they are just with us since few years, or this birth, or maybe in last birth, or whatever it was. But Lord was with you since you've left the spiritual world for those time, and in any species your soul has gone, he was with you, present there, just protecting you in that way. When you understand that he is the ultimate, that main Krishna ki hu and Krishna mere hai, when that virakti comes out of this material world, that is the utmost, like the best in the world. That's the best feeling in the world. And I feel once you start your journeys, I say it's never going back, because when Krishna enters your heart, he just locks it up, and when he holds your hand, he gives your hand. He just pulls you, and when you take a step towards him, he takes 100 towards him. Because I feel like parent, when they wait for their children, or aaj ghar nahi aaya, they've not come on time, they should come home, they're worried. And I feel even he's eagerly waiting every second, in back at Godhead, back at our home, and he's waiting for his children to come, and they've not yet come. He's more,
eager.
There rather than we are. So I feel come serious, and we should give that whatever. When I met Gurudev, His Holiness Rananath Maharaj, and he told me this one line, that looking at the watch, and Krishna's deity, he was standing like this on his hand, like hand on his waist.
Yeah.
Every second is passing, and Krishna is waiting for all of us. And that just one sentence was like, yeah, it's everything. It's like he's waiting eagerly for us. It's just we have forgotten, because of our karmas and because of our free will, we've used it in a wrong way. We've somewhere forgotten the Lord's love, and purification is there. So we just need to purify by making right choices, doing service, getting devotee association.
It's so beautiful.
We share happiness, like even you do your work, even at the end, few minutes or half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours at the end of the day, just use that time. Just use that time for.
Exactly. Use that time wisely.
Just feel that you should.
It's so beautiful. Sorry, you're getting. Can you hear me?
Family members in your house. Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm just saying that.
Sorry, it's just getting a bit stuck. I hope you guys can hear it. So you were sharing about how
family members at our house.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that members at our house, and if we treat Krishna like a family member, while taking for him, while reading Bhagavatam to him, or chanting to him, or writing letters to him, these small, or even talking to him about your day. How is your day? how's everything, or sharing what you feel from deep within. You can share it to your friends or your family, but remember at night, 3 in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, no one's with you in your in your room or besides you, just you. But remember, it's
Yeah,
not just there in your heart, you know. So
it's
I feel
so true.
personalize your relationship with Krishna. Just reading, singing, or doing a Shayan Kirtan, for his lead, or doing small things. These small things, Krishna's attention is drawn towards you, and
Wow.
it's a personalized relationship. Everyone should do, and do whatever your work is, education or whatever, and just remove this time out of the day for the Lord, and at least we can do for Him. Besides, so yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. I really loved what you're sharing that actually, it's a relationship. You can do this, there's a variety of ways. It's not like rigid कि ऐसा ही करना है. There's so much variety in the relationships that Krishna allows us to have with him. Many people want to be his, best friend. Some people want to just serve him as the supreme, energy, God, and the Aishwarya Bhav. Some people want him to be their child. They want to worship him as a parent. And he allows anything, any imagination, and almost in one sense, whatever you feel towards him out of love, he will reciprocate accordingly. So it's such a beautiful thing that you're sharing that कुछ भी कर सकते हैं दिन में, just make him like make it a personal relationship. And this is where I feel really sad, because many people will think that नहीं भगवान मैं नहीं मानता हूँ, लेकिन energy, there's a cosmic energy है, और ठीक है, I believe in that. भगवान, ये साकार भगवान में हम नहीं मानते. Many people nowadays, especially in Kali Yuga, this is a trend following the Abrahamic idea that God is just some kind of we don't know him. वो ऊपर है और हम यहाँ हैं और हमारा कोई संबंध ऐसे नहीं होगा. You just pray to them like this. But actually, God is a loving person, and he's beautiful, and we know his name, and we know his parents, and we know we know what he does during the day. We know what he likes to eat. And that is the beauty of actually Sanatan Dharma, that God is a person. Bhagwan Sri Ram is a person, and we know what he looks like, and we know what Krishna looks like, and there's a benefit for that. We have to understand that if we give that up, that personal relationship, we cannot feel that sweet joy that you're describing. वो relationship के बगैर फिर फीका है. ये philosophy तो बहुत dry है. What are you going to do with the philosophy?
I very true. Like, love is important than the knowledge. I always say that love is always important than knowledge. In all the shastras, the end point comes that मैं आपका हूँ और आप मेरे हैं, to the Lord. And it comes in just loving the Lord. That is all the shastras and everything is about, just loving him. There are stories about the Lord. There are, about his love for his devotees.
Yeah, it's all about the love. The end result is just love.
About love, and that's all where it goes.
That's bhakti.
Yeah. Bhakti is reciprocating that love. So yes, I do feel that love is above knowledge and bhakti is above.
It's so true. Yes, Jnana Yoga can get you, but it's not nearly as enjoyable. It's not nearly as full of rasa, full of.
Yes, I feel, and you can only understand Krishna or Radharani by love, not through knowledge. And yes, you cannot understand through love. And like you said, Mataji, like the way we give love to the Lord, usi bhav se he reciprocates, and usi way se he. So I feel, yeah, we should all start this and use and do whatever in bits and parts or in full way for the Lord.
Yes. Yeah. For anyone listening, please post your questions in the last 10-15 minutes. We'll take any questions that you have. Anagha is only 23 years old. Someone's already asking if you're married. She's not married yet. Go on. That's probably the most common question people have. I am married. I have 4 children, and I'm so happy that feeling protected by my husband. He's also a wonderful devotee. And this is the goal of bhakti, is to enter grihastashram in a most dharmic and loving way, where the entire purpose of the home is how can we serve Krishna? How can we serve the Supreme Lord? The man and the woman and the children and everyone coming together, pati patni sab agar saath mein mil jul kar agar bhagwan ka naam le, then what more do you need in life? It's every day is a celebration.
Yeah, and I feel, I was listening to a lecture a few days back. It's a beautiful lecture about a child talking to his Lord inside a mother's womb, and it's there in my bio, on my Instagram bio. I've put the link there. It's a beautiful, life-changing lecture where
Wow.
the shastras that a child, when he's or she is in the mother's womb, we are suffering out there. There is darkness out there. There is everything. So we are suffering, and we are told about our sins, whatever sins we've done since so many births, and we just want to
Mhm.
get face. And when Lord gives us darshan and we plead him, please Lord, take me out of here, take me out of my mother's womb, so that I promise you that I will do bhakti and I'll do service and I will not come back on this material planet. I will never come
Wow.
back, go back to God, and I promise you. And the moment we are born, that memory is erased, and that's gone because of so much pain and so much this thing. So somewhere down the line, we have forgotten what promises we have done to our Lord, and uh, we should get our life track back on, there, because so many species, can you imagine, we are not, like Prabhupada used to say, after 35, 40, it's decided which human species, or which, if you're going to take birth, or which body you're going to get the next life. Like one Mataji
Wow.
asked, is it are you sure, how will I know if I'm going to get a human body? So Prabhupada is like, what do you like to do the most?
Hmm.
And I would like to swim. She's like, you're going to get a body of a fish. So if you actually want, and what you actually, you have to get virakti, and you have to know there is no one, there's only Lord, and you're his, and he is yours. So once you realize that, and once you're very focused in doing your things, but doing it for the Lord, making use of your five senses for the Lord, that's the ultimate thing. I
Wow.
feel.
That's
So we have to
beautiful.
promise which we've done for the Lord, and hopefully
Yeah.
pray that come back to this material world, or go in some other room, and we don't want to go through that process again. So that's the main goal of life, that we are telling everyone, that start your spiritual journey, start chanting, take it seriously, and let's hope that we were a family once, back to God, and we were all a family together. We
Mhm.
want that one family again. That is what I want to understand, and I hope you all go back and pray.
Oh, yeah, I hope we all make it back as well. I think if we have that desire, like you have that desire for each other, we can help because our prayers for each other are more powerful than our prayers for ourselves. जब भगवान
And
देखते हैं कि अच्छा ये अनघा ऐसे pray कर रही है सबके लिए, I think he becomes more enchanted by that prayer than our own prayer. कि भगवान help me. That's okay. But when someone else prays for us, it's very powerful. So thank you for that wonderful reminder that we have made some promises. We have made some promises about why we are here, how we are here. That Krishna, please, if you just save me this one time, I will remember you. I will, I will give my this life to you. And somehow we've forgotten it as usual because of this covering of Maya, covering of our desires and the free will that you're saying we're misusing it. So Krishna arranges, अच्छा आपको भूलना है. If you want to forget me, I will help you forget me. Because he's not a tyrant. He's not like a controlling person के no, no, you have to remember me and you have to serve me. No. हमारी इच्छा के अनुसार अगर हम उनको भूलना चाहते हैं तो वो भुला देंगे. अगर हम उनको याद करना चाहते हैं तो वो याद करा देंगे. So there's so many beautiful questions coming in. I think some of them have to do with chanting and asking how do you chant 16 rounds, or how to motivate young people, maybe a 7-year-old or young people to chant. How do you
yeah,
keep up with chanting?
mind is very, like, goes here and there. But I feel it's because of our karmas that we are not focusing, or we can't focus that much, and it's Kali Yuga, and we are not. If we start chanting, our mind is not there. There are hundreds of thoughts coming in our mind, but do that is only by cleansing yourself, and that can only happen like me and Mataji said, that by services we do all together, coming together, and every service you do, that purifies your soul. And the more purification through chanting and services you can do, the more your mind will start getting towards your Lord, towards Radharani, and towards serving devotees. Lord
So
is very
true.
happy, while very happy when you serve his devotees. And you have to have that desire, I can serve all your devotees, please give me. And without Krishna's mercy, you can't get that, because they're very possessive about their devotees and very, very protective about them. Of course, they're protective of everyone, but the thing
That's
about
so
them.
true.
So yeah, and when we want to serve his devotees, Krishna is like, oh, you're serving my child and he loves me so much, and you're serving someone who loves the Lord so much. So all these services can make your mind set what is your goal of life, and can push you towards the Lord too much. And when Krishna knows that you have this sincere desire to serve and chant, and still it's not happening, there will come a
Hmm.
point that you're trying, but one day you will succeed. The consistency is the key, I feel, and sincerity is the key. Consistency is the key. Of course, mind will go here and there because of bad choices we've made, but I
Yes,
up keep on.
absolutely. Yeah, the service, I really agree with that, that the more we purify our taste, then what we enjoy changes. It's like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that once you get the higher taste, हम जो आजकल जो enjoy कर रहे हैं वो उसे lower taste कहा जाता है, because it's just we're getting some little bit of enjoyment when we watch TV or you eat out or you party or you hang out with friends. You're getting some enjoyment, but it's considered a lower form of enjoyment because it doesn't last. It doesn't give you that deep sense of satisfaction that's everlasting. So उसे it's considered lesser than the spiritual joy, the higher taste, and that will only come over time, like you're saying, through purification, dhire dhire, by serving devotees, by serving Krishna, by doing seva and tapasya. ये जो एकादशी का व्रत है, watching how you speak, respecting your elders, doing this थोड़ा थोड़ा तपस्या करना पड़ता है कि how do we dress, how do we talk, how do we behave with each other. Then through that austerity, that tapasya, then the higher taste develops. And then you start enjoying the japa. You start really, wow, this is it. Without it, अगर एक दिन जप नहीं किया, you feel कि आज तो खाना ही नहीं खाया. You feel
It's so true. It's that if you've not 16 rounds, you feel restless. It's like, no, I have to finish my rounds first. And there are some people who finish their rounds and then eat, and they
no.
you know showing that no, my Lord comes first. And I feel when you taste this higher taste, you don't feel like tasting the other taste, which is lower.
हाँ.
अपने आप चला
Because
जाता
because that is something nobody can take away from us. वो अंदर से है, अंदरूनी, क्योंकि Krishna is giving that, he's revealing that in the heart. It's such an endless and everlasting joy that you get hooked to it. And it's the best type of high because you don't rely on any external thing. You don't need anything, you don't need anyone. I mean, you need sang, you need seva, but लेकिन किसी और के ऊपर आधारित नहीं है, किसी वस्तु के ऊपर आधारित नहीं है. It's like that's why it's called the higher taste. That's why it's called a spiritual, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma, one who is related and connected to this Brahman, Parabrahman, Sri Krishna. Then you have this Prasannatma. You're just always so joyful, and no one can take that away from us. That is the most important aspect. Like even how you're describing earlier, कि इतना joy है in having this relationship with your best friend and thinking, when am I going to go back to him? No one can take that away from us. Every other relationship, my wonderful husband, as much as I love him, it's going to possibly end at this lifetime. you know. Of course, we'll be together in the spiritual world, but who knows what that relationship will be. In one sense, we have eternal relationships. लेकिन जो इतना भी इसमें हम फेथ नहीं डाल सकते क्योंकि कल क्या होगा किसने देखा है. भगवान जरूर रहेंगे हमारे साथ. That relationship is endless.
Telling you these, what, like you said, it's very true. Like with your Prabhu also, we all might get married and our husbands and wife, we might be related in this birth or previous birth, and maybe be some other relation in the spiritual world or Goloka. But I feel every part and part is Sachidanand, you know. So that love for God and that love for Him is very natural. It's been there since start. It's just we have forgotten our free will. And that free will only I feel, you know, sometimes I feel, oh Lord, please take this free will only away from me. So I don't love you anymore. You know, I just want to
That's
give you
such
my
a
free will. You know, that is what is surrendering. So take my free will. This is the one thing which is taken away from you. So I feel when we say in our prayers that take my free will only, whatever you want me to do, want me to serve, how you want me to, I know it will be the best for me and will be the best for my spiritual progress. So take this free will, you know, don't make me ever choose wrong, which will take me away from you and will make me away. So
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm supposed to give a talk today about becoming fearless in bhakti, becoming like fearless, not being an anxiety and all that. But this is actually the crux of the matter is that using your free will to give it up, to surrendering it to Krishna, because it is this controlling nature. हमारे में जो controlling nature है, that is what causes fear. क्योंकि हम limited हैं, हमारा whatever control we have is limited. Therefore, anything that's limited, we are always in fear that it's going to run out. You know, like, what can we control around us? Fear is the feeling that we're not in control. So as soon as you accept that we are not in control and you surrender all of that free will to Krishna, you become fearless. You become so unburdened. You become so light and happy because you know that the unlimited, fully capable and loving person is in control of your life. So you just, not only are you fearless, but you feel safe and secure कि जो भी हो रहा है मेरे लाइफ में वो सही है
I
क्योंकि
feel you, especially in devotees' life, I feel when problems comes, you know, Mataji, have you made? I'm sure you must have also experienced that problems comes, which come takes us close to the Lord. It's like I wants us to go through that problem. It's because
yeah,
he, you know, he's so protective about us and possessive about us. Problems also to bring us to him, you know, and to remember him, to chant more, to become more serious. And I feel this is very important that whatever situation happens, good, bad, in every situation I've realized that I have gone close to my Lord and it was for the benefit of my spiritual growth. This is very
absolutely.
I've
Yes,
also
absolutely. Okay, let's take a few very quick questions so that we can finish up here. So just maybe quick ones. When will you come back in the industry again, Anagha? Haji, not coming back? Never? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
ever.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you're choosing to focus on what's important. You're prioritizing. And I really, commend you on that because that must be such a hard choice to make sometimes. कभी कभी तो एकदम आसानी से हाँ हाँ नहीं करेंगे लेकिन sometimes in the back of your head I wonder if you think कि अच्छा लेकिन किया होता तो you don't get those thoughts.
I'll tell you one thing. When I had made this choice, there Krishna he tests every devotees, and I had mentioned it earlier also. He gave me an opportunity to work in a different show, and I was like, no, this time I have to choose Krishna over Maya. I cannot choose Maya over Krishna, and I have to make choices which will get me close to my Lord. If I'm staying there, I can stay there and serve, but it's not going to give that service which I can do right now. You know, I've gotten to
Mm,
my Lord in a 1 year. This 1 year has gotten me
wow.
so, and turned out to be magical. I met my Gurudev. I got so much of devotee association. it's going where I'm supposed to go, where I'm destined to go, and there is this free will which I can use, which will take me back to Godhead. My bio is only like going back to Godhead. So I don't want to come back, and I'm just praying that we all go. So I feel that has never come in my mind that I chose wrong, because you can never feel that. Once you've chosen Lord Krishna, you can never feel sad. That shouldn't be a question only. That's no
Wow.
question. Happy. I've been the happiest in this last year, and it's been a beautiful journey, and magical things have come in my life. I can say.
Wow. Oh, I fully agree with that. That some people are on the one track life. Like this one life, I want to go back to Krishna. We have to make that choice. Like Anagha is saying, you have to decide. Do you want to go back in this life? Do you want to attain the highest siddhi, the param, this moksha beyond moksha? This bhakti provides you a reward that is beyond just normal moksha. This is attainment of the lotus feet of the Sri Krishna, your ever well-wisher, your best friend. That is, you have to decide. Do you want to do it in this one life, or do you want to come back and do it over many, many, many lifetimes? Then there's a big question, will you actually make that right choice in the next lifetimes? So best, Srila Prabhupada says, just give this one life to Krishna. You've given so many lives to Maya Devi. So many lifetimes, millions of lifetimes. हाँ, लेकिन एक भगवान के नाम समर्पित कर दो और देखो, फिर
See the
देखो.
magic, full of magic. Krishna consciousness is full of magic, and trust me, once you start, Krishna will keep pulling you towards him. He'll keep pulling you.
Wow. Next question is, when did you get initiated by your Gurudev? What is your initiated name, Anaghaji?
Initiation is yet to happen, but
Oh, okay.
hopefully soon.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And maybe just share, what does it mean to get initiated and why would you do it?
Yes. So, I feel we are all on this material planet. We are all fallen souls. We are all fallen souls, and we have done so much of. There's a baggage of karma and sins which we've have. It's there since so many births, and I feel with all of that, we can't attend the Lord, and we need some self-realized soul, to get us back to Godhead. So
So
initiation,
true.
very very powerful process where we're going to get 100 times close to the Lord, and our Gurudev is going to bring us close to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because that soul is a self-realized soul which Krishna has sent from Golok to bring us back. you know so initiation is very important, because we are not that we're all fallen that we cannot attend the Lord directly, but it's through the Guru Shishya Parampara and through our Gurudev that Gurudev will bring us back to him. So initiation is very important. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's such a important point, that we do need help. कई लोग सोचते नहीं नहीं हम अपने आप कर लेंगे. I read the Gita and they feel के it's my journey. I don't need somebody else to tell me how to have my relationship with God. But actually, you cannot reach Krishna without Guru, without the pure devotee's mercy in our life. Actually, हम अकेले नहीं कर सकते. Agar koi, maybe in the past there might have been some munis and rishis that have attained perfection, attained the lotus feet of Krishna. You can get mukti, you can get all kinds of liberation, but not Krishna prem. Krishna prem must be given to us by someone who has it. It's like a disease. It's like COVID. जिसके पास है वो ही दे सकता है. जिसके पास है, क्योंकि भगवान के पास अपने खुद का प्रेम नहीं है. So भगवान वो नहीं दे सकते. Actually, only the Guru can give. Only some pure devotee who really has it can give it. Therefore, we need blessings. We need, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Krishna. Shakshat Krishna himself has come into this world to taste what Srimati Radharani has. Because he is wondering, what are these devotees? What are they feeling? Why are they so high on my love? What are they experiencing that even I'm having a hard time fathoming? What is it that Srimati Radharani feels? So we must, like you're saying, go into this. हाँ बोलिए.
Mataji. And Krishna is complete. He knows everything. He has everything. He is complete, and he doesn't need. That's what he wanted to understand Radharani's love for him. He couldn't understand what do the gopis and Radharani feel for me. And that's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he's given us all Harinam Sankirtan, and it's beautiful. So that's why I feel whatever we offer to the Lord is so complete that he doesn't need that, but he accepts it for our purification, for our spiritual growth. Ready to accept whatever little you're ready to give him. That's why we should all give him, or whatever we have, it's all given by the Lord. Whatever I feel, some people think that becoming rich or having this big new material things it's just temporary things. The house I'm living in right now, was someone else's house before, and it's going to go to someone else after I'm gone from this material. So it's going to be. It was never mine. It was never mine. It's what Krishna has just given me right now to have a shelter on my head, to just stay here, and it's his. So I want
It's
to give
him.
whatever
We
we
are
give
just
the Lord's. We are not in this material world. Is only like the entire Brahman is Lord's body. So everything is created from him. So when we understand whatever we have should be given back to him, should be used in his service, that's the goal of life, and that's how we should be.
yeah. That's what's when we recognize that and live in that gratitude, then so much joy unfolds, so much love develops in the heart. They say gratitude is the door, is the key to the heart. Like when you feel gratitude inside your heart, then the heart opens and and then you feel love, you feel joy. जब तक gratitude में नहीं रहेंगे तब तक the heart fully doesn't melt. So this gratitude only comes when you hear things like what Anagha is saying, that everything is been given to us out of the love of Sri Krishna. The air that we breathe and the food that we eat, the body that I'm moving this, my fingers, I'm using my brain, I'm looking at you, all the senses, the body, everything is a gift from Krishna. And when you live that truth, you live in so much gratitude. You feel so much joy in your heart that's, oh wow, somebody loves me that much, that he's given me so much.
And
I
one,
must I must be
yeah,
special.
one thing, no, I'm not special. I feel that once we understand that how many sins we've done from the last birth and so many births, we see that the person in front of me is so great. We start to feel that, oh my God, I'm so fallen. I can't even think of serving my Lord directly, or do something for my Lord. And before coming to this live session, Krishna is right here in front of me. He's there. And I just prayed to my Lord. I don't have the intelligence to speak. I'm so this thing. Know what to say. Want me to say to your children, and make me say that. When you say all these prayers, because this knowledge, this intelligence, the Vani we are speaking, everything is given by the Lord. Whatever you're talking right now, Mataji, both of us, we are having a conversation. It's Krishna's power that we are talking right now.
Yes.
He has
Yes.
said all these words if Krishna didn't want us, or Krishna didn't give us the power or intelligence to speak.
The
So
memory. Yeah, he says it. He says it in the Gita. I'm the ability. I'm the ability in you. I am what gives you memory, the intelligence. I am what is to be known in the Vedas. I am the compiler of the Vedas. So it's all there. It's given to us. He's not saying it. Somebody recently asked me, अरे भगवान तो अपने, he's a bit full of himself. अपनी बढ़ाई करते रहते हैं भगवत गीता में. मैं कह रही हूँ नहीं, वो इतने महान हैं. ये तो एक, this is just a drop, not even a drop of his glory. It is up to us to recognize, like you're saying, कि हम इतने हैं और भगवान इतने हैं. And if you feel envious when you hear that, then there's a problem. But if you feel gratitude, कि अरे बाप रे, like you're saying, कि इतने हम तुच्छ हैं, इतने पापी थे, इतने weak है, and we've got so many problems, and yet Krishna does not abandon us. He is so great, and yet he loves us. He is so great, and yet he wants to accept my little offering of whatever what do we have to offer? But he accepts this weak, flawed offering from us. That is his greatness, not ours.
True.
It's so beautiful. I have to go now because I've got to take the kids, but it's been such a pleasure. We should do it again, right? People watching, should we do this again? It's, in the Bhagavad, it's described that when you speak about Krishna, when you speak with like-minded souls and you share about Krishna, he becomes manifest. And you can feel the joy. Anytime I share a podcast about bhakti, I feel so inspired afterward, even in my own life. What to speak of other people watching, whether they enjoy it or not, it's irrelevant. The amount of joy I feel speaking to you, Anagha, and other devotees, it's indescribable. He's present when we speak about him because he's non-different than his name and his qualities and his leelas. He becomes present when we speak about him. When we think about him, he's there. When we say his name, he becomes present on our tongue. When we say Hare Krishna, he's present. Hare Krishna.
I want everyone of y'all to please understand the importance of chanting and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Start your daily rounds. Start how can also little also you can start. I'm promising you that Krishna will give you the intelligence and improve your chanting and do better services. But just start your spiritual journeys, and this is what this all podcast and whatever little bit Mataji and me puts on Instagram or whatever we do is just to make sure that you start your spiritual journeys and take this human body very seriously. So please
Exactly.
start your spiritual journey. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Thank you to everyone watching. And if you enjoyed this, please share it. Because like we were saying earlier, we need the spiritual vibration out there. The more we share, the more we speak about this, the more it will spread that positive vibration. There's a lot of negative vibration out there, a lot of lower vibration. We need to overcome that by putting this out there. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that anybody who shares about me, even if it's very flawed like us, even if we make a million mistakes, he becomes very pleased. He becomes very happy. And he becomes manifest in our life then. So anything we can do to share Krishna, that will be for our own benefit. So please share this. And I promise we'll be back with Anagha's contagious bhakti soon. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anagha. Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Hari Bol.